It's just that, as you said, thick of result season, so we have a bunch of corporates who are also waiting by. And the bank that you mentioned in glowing terms, not in your coverage, RBL Bank, is the bank that's just joining us. It has risen, what, 4%? Yeah, 4.5% this morning. And the bank has shown a strong performance across several parameters, as Dipin was just telling us. Vishwavir Ahuja, the Managing Director and CEO of RBL Bank, has just joined us. Well, Mr. Ahuja, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Business growth momentum is quite strong despite the demonetization. The expectation was that loan growth will, take a bit of a beating this quarter. It hasn't. Can you say the same thing of the current quarter? Growth will continue?
Yeah, so business has been strong because of the many vectors of performance, that we have put in place in the institution. And, at the end of the day, many of these engines are continuing to do well in the bank. So, as we have stated, our, corporate business has grown in a very handsome manner. Our non-wholesale businesses have also grown in a healthy manner. So that growth momentum is very much there. Yeah, the demonetization affected some segments, but that also marginally as far as we are concerned.
Mr. Ahuja, good morning. How much money has come in via the low-cost deposit route post-demonetization, and how much will get retained in the bank?
First, let me answer the question on CASA. So the total accretion to deposits in the quarter was about 3,000 crores, which is 10% of our previous quarter deposit base, of which 50% was CASA. Yeah. So there was a very healthy growth in CASA. I would say of the total CASA growth, half of it came because of the demonetization effect. Yeah. So even the non-demonetization growth in CASA, according to me, was fairly healthy. What CASA has done is to, make that, accelerated, if I may say that a bit. I expect 25-30% of that CASA to stay with us, in the times going forward, and the rest perhaps will go back into the system, over time. So, but net, obviously, from a CASA perspective, this has worked well for us.
Okay, Mr. Ahuja, good morning. So, what's the guidance for business growth going ahead?
As far as overall growth is concerned, as I said, that all our engines are growing. The various business engines are growing, and the whole point here is that how fast will we continue to grow. So far, our longer term guidance, which we have sort of indicated previously in our previous quarterly results and prior to that during the IPO, which was about 6 months back, has been to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 30-35% per annum. And I think we are tracking very well in the context of that. This year, for the 9-month period, we are already growing at approximately 45%, on a year-on-year basis. Yeah, even on a quarter basis, we have grown, basically 46% quarter on quarter. So that kind of growth momentum is being witnessed, which is better than our guidance. We do hope this year to therefore close, on a very satisfactory basis in terms of the overall growth. Certainly, it will be better than our long-term guidance.
Okay, finally, a word on slippages, Mr. Ahuja. That's also declined quarter on quarter. Give us some highlights of the stressed assets on your balance sheet, as well as what may be the credit cost or the provisioning for the year and for the next quarter, for the current quarter.
So the only restructuring has happened in one case. Yeah, there was only one case which was an SDR case. Yeah, and that's the only one case that has happened. And other than that, there has been no other restructurings, no other ARC sales, no S4A. Frankly speaking, on all other counts, we are nil or zero. Yeah, in terms of effect.
Okay, Mr. Ahuja, we'll have to leave it at that because we need to get our focus back on the markets. There's a sudden surge that we've seen in the markets over the last 5-10 minutes, and now the Sensex is up more than 100 points, doing much better than most Asian peers.